Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing the De Ridder versus Allen predictions outside because, you know, it's a warm day and I figured it would be nice to do it out here. So here we are. Let's begin with, and hey, it's Canada, so I'm currently in Canada, so I figured, hey, why not? Even though on the other side of Canada. Anyways, let's get into it, guys. Melissa Croden versus Tainara Lisboa. It seems that Melissa Croden really needed this fight and the win overall. Like, hasn't fought in a year and she seemed pretty desperate about it in a way. Like, she really needed a fight and was questioning whether or not she wanted to quit her career overall. I've been peeping both of their Instagram pages, Tainara Lisboa and Melissa Croden, and I feel like you can clearly see which one of them is training harder. And I think it's Tainara Lisboa. I don't know if it's like a difference of standards, but it just seems to me that Melissa is doing everything that Tainara is doing, just in slow motion. You know what I mean? You know those ones? So I think I'm gonna go with Tainara Lisboa by decision. Let's move on to the next one, guys. Azamat Bekoev versus Yousri Belgaroui. I'm gonna go with Azamat Bekoev. I think this is a solid pick. Honestly, I just feel like Yousri is not ready for this. He's too stiff. I feel like you could see that he's not conditioned enough. So Azamat is just the better fighter. I think he'll actually be able to lock in and get a finish here. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Stephanie Luciano versus Ravena Oliveira. I'm gonna go with Stephanie Luciano. She's too technical and too quick for Ravena Oliveira. Not only that, but Ravena had a knee injury about a year ago. And although I'm sure she's recovered by now, that probably cut some months of training off of her, you know, precious training time that she spent recovering. And I think this is especially concerning for her in this matchup because she wasn't that amazing to begin with. I think Stephanie Luciano, again, is just too technical for Ravena. I think I'm going to pick her by decision, though. She wins a lot of her fights by decision, so I'm gonna go with that. All right, let's move on to the next one. Kyle Prepolec versus Dober. Oh no, we see Kyle Prepolec again. This is interesting because it's also hard for me to determine how good Kyle Prepolec is or even assess where he stands, because his first fight in the UFC was debut against Benoit Saint-Denis on extremely short notice, and he got mauled. So, and another thing about Dober is he's fought some solid opponents, so I know exactly what kind of fighter he is. But another thing too is if you look at his record and you ask yourself, where is his chin? Where is his chin? Anyways, where is his chin? I don't know, because he's just been getting KO'd a lot recently. All that in mind, though, I cannot unsee the soy in Kyle Prepolec. I don't know how else to say. Just from all the clips that I see him fighting, I feel like the soy is so omnipresent. And this is going to be a fight with a Chad versus a soy. And until Kyle Prepolec proves that he's not a soy, I don't know if I can pick him with any confidence, though. Let's see how he performs here. But yeah, I'm going to go with Dober. Best of hope to his chin. I hope it's all good. Let's move on to the next one, guys. Danny Barlow versus Jourdain Santos. Oh, God. I kind of want to pick Danny Barlow. I do. Because I feel like he is like the more technical fighter. You think that, okay, he should win. But he has this cowardly energy that Montel Jackson also has, you know? Lots of squirrels around here. They're watching me. Anyways, the other thing though is Jourdain Santos lost against Ozzy Diaz, and I just feel like he's a sloppier fighter overall. Danny Barlow actually does have some skill and talent, you know. He just got so badly chinned in his last fight. You know what? I'm gonna pick Danny Barlow, and if he fails this mission, I'm never picking him for anything again. But I'm not confident about it. I'll just say that. Okay. Let's move on to the next one, guys. Bruno Silva versus Hyunsung Park. I actually think Park is pretty good in this matchup too. I think I'm going to go with him. Unfortunately, he got cooked by Tainara in his last fight, but that was a super short notice fight, so that's, I guess, to be expected. Bruno Silva has a fatal flaw in his style, and that is his inability to lock in. I've seen it time and time again when I watch back clips of him fighting, and it's even more obvious in his last fight with Manel Kopp. because Metal Cop usually like locks in and you can see it on his face, and then you have Bruno Silva there just trying to figure out what the hell's going on, not able to actually get in the zone, and he just got boinked so many times in the face. I don't know how to say, like, he literally was just eating shots that he didn't have to eat, the same shots that Metal Cop was just seamlessly dodging. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Hyunsung Park. I think it's solid. Hyunsung Park actually is focused, he's present. I like this for him, so we're going with Hyunsung Park. All right, let's move on to the next one, guys. Charles Jourdain versus Davey Grant. I'm picking Charles Jourdain, although I think this is going to be an extremely close fight. I struggled picking this one, and most of the reason for my pick is because Charles Jourdain is younger. So I figure, like, okay, well, in a fight where it's so 50-50, I guess I'll pick the younger guy and also the guy who's from Canada in a fight that's happening in Canada, I guess. So I'm picking Charles Jourdain. Yeah, I think he's solid. Though David Grant has the fire in him, you know, and I appreciate that. It's solid to see in a fighter, especially at his age. But yeah, we're going to go with Charles Jourdain. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Kyle Nelson versus Matt Frevola. I spent so much time trying to make this pick. It's not even funny. Like, I was just trying to figure out the math and the energy and whatever else on this one. We all know Matt Frevola is this dude that just comes out blazing, and, you know, we just hope we just hope he gets something done in the first round, or just doesn't die, you know. The thing about Matt Frevola is he struggles against these flashier, more technical dudes. And you know what? I think I might just go with Kyle Nelson. He just had another kid, which sometimes gives you like a little boost of strength in your spirit. Also, Kyle just fought Steve Garcia, and yes, I know he got cooked by Steve Garcia, but I think that was like a good experience for him. I think he got to face one of these dudes in the division with who has just so much pressure, and is so intense. We all know Steve Garcia is psycho, so he already faced a guy like this. I don't think Matt Frevola is going to be something so new. Sorry, I just got something in my eye. And I don't think he's gonna be that elusive to him. You know what I mean? It's a close fight, and I think I'm gonna gamble with Kyle Nelson on this one. I think I am. I think Kyle Nelson's actually a good underdog here, so I'm going with him. Let's move on to the next one. Cody Gibson versus Aoriqileng. This is also a tough one. I hate this one. Especially since the last fight Cody Gibson had, I swore I would never pick him again for anything. Because he just got so cooked by Damon Blackshear. But Aoriqileng is like... I've seen him crumble too, you know? You know what? I think I'm actually going to pick Cody Gibson because I've seen Aoriqileng have these moments like Karolina Kowalkiewicz has, where she just ends up eating shots to the face and not defending them at all, and kind of just like walking forward or walking back, but like hands low, not defending, like not reacting quick enough. So I hate that for him. So I think I'll go with Cody Gibson. Oh, another thing Cody Gibson can do is he usually really gets in the pocket. Like, he gets really close and can manage there just fine. Whereas, like, Aoriqileng doesn't strike me as someone who... I usually see him fight at a distance. And, yeah. I'm going to go with Cody Gibson. I know he's old, but I feel like he can actually win this fight. Aoriqileng's never really impressed me all that much, not gonna lie. Let's move on to the next one, guys. Manon Fiorot versus Jasmine Jasudavicious. I feel like Manon's got this one, guys, because Manon wins by brute force. So unless she's fighting someone with like Valentina Shevchenko level skills, I feel like she's good. She can just overpower you and dominate you and just win that way. Also, I do think Jasmine Jasudavicious is decent. Like, she's actually been improving. She's been doing well. But like, again, her last two fights were against Jessica Andrade and Mayra Bueno Silva. Like, both of these girls have kind of been, you know, on a downwards trajectory. They're just not on Manon's level, you know. So although I know she looked good against them, I just feel like this is gonna be a whole different thing, you know? And Manon Fiorot, she's mean. Like, she's mean. Remember how we were all picking Manon Fiorot? Well, not everyone. I picked Valentina Shevchenko, but a lot of people were picking Manon Fiorot to win against Valentina. And Yeah, let's not forget this. Let's not forget this right now as we're making this pick for against Jasmine Jasudavicious. Anyways, I'm going with Manon. I think it's a solid pick. All right, let's move on to the next one, guys. Marlon Vera versus Aiemann Zahabi. I'm going with Aiemann Zahabi. I think this is also another solid pick. And Vera's been looking so old, guys. I don't know. He's not even that old. He's 32, but he's been looking like he's 39. His last 2 fights, he's just been looking very stiff, very soft. I just hate that for him, you know? I like him as a fighter. He's cool, but like, I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't know if he's gonna win against an Aiemann Zahabi who's just been on a win streak, who also is much more active in the cage. He like, his output is like 2 times that of Cheeto. So I just feel like Marlon is at such a disadvantage here, but you know, yeah, I'm gonna go with Aiemann Zahabi. I think it's a solid pick. That's really all I have to say on that. Let's on to the next one, guys. Kevin Holland versus Mike Malott. This one is weird because the whole time leading up to this fight, I was so sure Mike Malott's gonna win, and I think I'm still gonna pick him. It's just that Kevin Holland's energy during media day was so confusing to me. He was so agitated and just done with all the journalists. I couldn't tell if he was going to show up more locked in or more careless. And the other thing too is like Mike Malott seemed weirdly unbothered at the media day, and I couldn't tell if it was because he was like really grounded or if it was because he was just a little bit ignorant. Hard to tell, honestly. Sometimes it's hard. Like, I could not read him. I couldn't. I just really couldn't. I feel like I should because I've seen enough of these types of Canadians, but they've always been so elusive to me. So anyways, I hope I'm not confusing groundedness for ignorance in Mike Malott. I just hope he's not going to disappoint in Vancouver. Like, that's another thing too. I feel like the Canadians really want to show up for Canada, which is also making me think of my other picks, but I think Malott has the skills to win this fight. Also, like, Kevin Holland just lost against D-Rod, which was like a shock to us all. But yeah, I don't know. I think Mike Malott's pretty well-rounded. I think he can actually win. Let's hope that he can match Kevin Holland's spiciness on Saturday, because yeah, Kevin Holland's coming in with some interesting energy. All right, let's on to the next one, guys. The last one, the main event. Reinier De Ridder versus Brendan Allen. I'm going to go with Reinier De Ridder. Guys, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I think Brendan Allen is the ultimate hugger. The ultimate hugger. And he's also... And I think he does this because he has, like, a soft body. A body that's not conditioned. So he just relies on being on top of you and not really moving around too much. And while it's cool that he can hold his opponents down like that sometimes, I just feel like against Reinier De Ridder, he's going to have to do a little more, you know? Also, Reinier De Ridder, he's got those knees. I feel like Brendan Allen would go down just from eating a couple of those, you know? Yeah, I don't know. I've just gotten quitting vibes from Brendan Allen, not gonna lie. So I'm gonna go with Reinier De Ridder. I feel like if any of these two dudes can push through pain, it would be Reinier De Ridder. Brendan Allen, again, demonstrated that he cannot really, you know, hang with the pain as much. So that's my reasoning for that. And those are all my thoughts that I have for this card. I hope you guys enjoyed. I actually brought my singing bowl out here too. I've just been doing the Russian squat the whole time here as I've been recording, and my feet are kind of losing circulation a little bit. I feel like this mic isn't the best at picking up certain sounds, but it is nice that it's portable, though, I will say. I like that I can just come out here and record a video like it ain't no thing. And no one's here, which is nice. So, anyhow. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on a Friday. We'll do the vibe picks. Last week, I don't know what happened to me, but I missed something very crucial. Almeida's fucked up hand. I don't know how I didn't see that, but this time I'll try and pay more attention. I guess I was distracted. Anyways, that'll be all, guys. I'll see you on the next one. I'll see you on Friday and on Saturday. So, goodbye for now. And yeah, and if you have a little park around you and it's warm, which it might be, go and enjoy it. You know, if you're especially on the East Coast, it's probably a nice day for you today. But by the time I upload this, it'll probably be evening. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.